I like this one.
Oh, I just got chills. A little Captain Marvel. That is the brand new trailer for Marvel's highly anticipated, to say the least, superhero film Avengers Endgame. It just dropped today. That was the full trailer. It is, of course, a follow-up to 2018's Avengers Infinity War. This time, the superheroes that are still alive, as far as we know, are teaming up to try and undo Thanos' destruction to the universe. Joining me now to break down all the Easter eggs and figure out what all of it means is our own film and specifically superhero and Star Wars expert, Ash Crossan. Thank you.
Why am I crying?
Why are you crying? Are you? I really got chills watching that. Why are we reacting like that?
I don't know. I mean, there's so much emotion going into it, but also, like, Captain Marvel just came out, right? Yeah. Like a week ago.
I saw it
and
on Sunday.
and then somebody's like, Endgame comes out in a month. And I'm like, oh my God, it does.
It's a lot to take in, isn't it? Yes. I mean, we're processing Captain Marvel, and then very quickly we're going to get Endgame. But I sort of like that because I got really invested in Captain Marvel going to see it. I got excited about it, and I'm like, oh, now I get more of her already.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't have this lull of being like, when is she going to pop back up? It's like, no, it's just a month later.
Nope,
25 years later, but a month later.
Okay, so walk me through that, Ash, because obviously there's a ton we don't know, and we don't really want to be spoiled. We want to see the movie. But what do we know? Because in that trailer we were seeing, even if we're just analyzing, like a lot of different hairstyles. It looks like different time periods. What's happening?
There's a lot of flashbacks that we see from previous movies, but we also see, I mean, Black Widow is like the perfect example of this because we see her with this like chopped blonde that she had in Infinity War, and then we see it like, I don't know, I'm not a hair expert, but how long does it take for your hair to go from like this to this?
Yes.
That's got to be like 5-6 years or something.
This is all in one movie.
Yeah.
What is happening?
It just seems like we're gonna like maybe go through a lot of time.
Okay.
Maybe a big old classic training montage.
Oh.
Who knows?
Yes.
But it does seem like a lot of time passes, especially and Cap's situation changes and Hawkeye, you know, has a mohawk.
Okay, remind me if you can.
Yeah.
Well, God, there's so much to go through. Who do we know didn't die in the last movie? And granted, we don't really know what death means, but who do we know we still have?
Okay, well,
starting things off.
Yeah, so we have Hawkeye, who we haven't seen in a while.
Okay.
We have Black Widow, we have Captain America, we have Hulk, we have Thor, we obviously have Captain Marvel, we have Rocket Raccoon, we have War Machine, and we have Nebula, and then they didn't know that Ant-Man was alive because he was trapped in the quantum realm, getting very complicated.
But then he gets out of the realm.
But then he gets out, and they're like, oh my God, Ant-Man is here.
Yes, so much has gone on, and like you said, that I think that might be part of the big question mark here is the quantum realm, which we learned about in the Ant-Man movies, of course. And you wanted to point out kind of the suits that we see a group of them wearing.
Yeah, I mean, they're wearing these like red and white Avengers team suits, but they kind of look like the suits Ant-Man and previous Ant-Man used to go into the quantum realm. And there's a theory kind of going around that maybe they play with time travel a little bit and kind of go back through some previous Avengers MCU movies and kind of undo some things they did back then to maybe beat Thanos in that way.
Well, how else are they going to beat him? We've got to maybe travel through time.
There's some good theories.
If we pull up that footage one more time, I need you to explain this to me. We see Iron Man in one of these suits. Where did we leave off with him? Because I thought in one of the teasers we'd seen he was like traveling through space, and is he going to die? But then he's there.
Yeah, I think they kind of, I mean, I think the movie picks up with Nebula and Tony Stark were on Titan. They were like stranded there.
Got it.
I think maybe Tony comes close to death at some point and then somebody saves him.
Oh, who could save him?
Maybe it's Captain Marvel.
Oh, Captain Marvel.
Maybe she gets the page. She's kind of flying back and then she's like, wait, who are you? Picks him up on the way. I don't know. But they both get back to Earth somehow.
Okay. You know what? I'll take it. I'm so excited to see it. Any other Easter eggs just in this trailer that you wanted to point out?
I think the one that a lot of people are talking about that I don't have a ton of information about is that Hawkeye is like training someone with a bow and arrow, and a lot of people are pointing out, is that Kate Bishop who like becomes another Hawkeye? But I think it's a flashback to his daughter. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Interesting. Let us know. Also, a lot of playing with color in this trailer, like the black and white and red.
It's got to mean something.
I wondered, does it mean kind of what you, maybe in line with what you were saying, just about flashing back to different periods? Like sometimes we play with these filters and tones to indicate that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of hints to Peggy Carter, who was Captain America's boo thing.
Oh, yes.
Back in the day. And we all want to see her again. Like, is there a chance she could pop up? I'm really throwing out anything that I think.
Okay. But overall, we're emotional. This is exciting.
I literally cried.
And you know what? Captain Marvel was also kind of evidence to me that, like, I mean, Captain Marvel goes back in time. We see this movie set in the 90s with Fury, with Samuel L. Jackson, literally being aged backwards with CGI. So, look, there's no boundaries here. We can play with anything. We can go to different time periods with these same actors and see what we get out of it. And
I don't know if they explicitly said it, but it's like Captain Marvel, in terms of her powers, like ages differently. What I'm wondering is, does Goose the Cat age differently? Oh, wow. Is Goose the Cat going to be fine?
Oh, wow.
That's all I care about. Is Goose the Cat in Endgame?
Guys,
where's the flirkin?
Avengers Endgame is in theaters April 26th. Ash Crossan, follow her on Twitter. Let us know and her know your thoughts on the trailer.